Hello, everyone. It's Saturday. It's daytime, so it's changeling time. I don't know. I don't know whether delirium's setting in yet. And things are about to get very weird. As you may notice, we've picked up a vampire on our overlay. That may now become a permanent part of the overlay. Whatever could that mean? But no, I suppose I should start by introducing myself. My name is Hedge, or Hedgehawk, if you want to be all formal about it. You can find me on the interwebs as at Hedgehawk UK on nearly everything. I don't post much anymore. I'm trying to. This week, I've been actively trying to post more, and then Twitter set on fire again, and it was like, oh, okay, well, I suppose I better go back to that other place that I supposedly have an account in and supposed to be active in. So I reappeared back on Blue Sky and was like, hey, this is a thing, right? This still exists. Besides, I need a new following anyway, because to be perfectly honest, my Twitter is just full of bots. I don't know how they got on there, but most of my 800 followers are bots. Don't ask me how. I am going to let everyone introduce themselves, say who they are, who they're playing, where they can be found. I'm going to start with D.
Hi. It is me. I am D. And I can normally be found most actively on Blue Sky these days because of the state of Twitter. but on both of the blue sites under Alphabet Sauce, talking about tabletop games, mecha stuff, and music things. If I'm not there, I'm on Twitch streaming all of that stuff and lots of Final Fantasy, or on my lovely little YouTube music side project thing, Planless Stand. And I'll be playing our lovely scientist knocker, Zelda, who is going to have a great time exploring the Dreaming, a place she is definitely not built for, but will have fun trying to figure it out anyway.
See, when I get to my ultimate AP project, it's going to be art. I'm going to get art commissioned, and I'm going to pay D to make music for the game. I just need money first. So if you want to subscribe, that will definitely help raise money for I can then pay D for music and not get this from Pixabay. Because that place is getting flooded with AI art and AI music. And it's like, now I'm going to have to step through, like, I can't use this. I've got AI on it, and it's getting dicey. Moving on, let's go for Maddie.
Hello, yes, I am Maddie. My pronouns are they, them. I'm playing Xena Crowther, your satyr for the afternoon, she, they. You can find me all across the internet at Maddie is Abstract, where there's a link in my bio to all the various things that I do, including being a regular cast member on Realms of Peril and Glory, the fully sound designed and scored actual play podcast, and A Game of One's Own, where I play solo and duet TTRPGs.
Awesome. Right, go on, Magpie.
No!
I'm gonna say, can you introduce yourself during the day?
I know. I don't know who I am. Hi. I'm Magpie. I use she, her pronouns. You can find me over on Twitter /X, Blue Sky, and probably other places at Antique Horror. I do comic writing and things. And as of not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after, I'm going to be part of a new game that is starting over on Misadventurers League. Check out the posts that will be incoming for that. Yeah. That's all I've got. I'm playing Altair, your local 80s goth hitman. He uses he, him pronouns. He is a caitiff. He's a little bit of a dick and isn't aware that he's an edgelord. That's all I've got.
And that sounds about right for Altair, actually. That actually checks out for Altair. That
He
totally
knows he
is.
is.
Yeah, that is Altair in a nutshell. Okay. was gonna be really evil and try and say to Magpie, "Hey, fancy having a crack at doing a recap episode you were never in?"
Bet.
But that sounds a little too evil. Which one between Dee or Maddie wants to have a crack at a recap, or both of you?
Alternate.
Well, there was a lot of because of circumstances, just me stuff up top. So I guess it falls to me because yes, Xena and Akshara went through various time shenanigans going in and out of the dreaming. We got sucked into the Acropolis a week after Zelda had dropped in there. We met up with who was it? It was. I've got notes. Got notes.
I wrote this down.
We met up with Marcus and Tristan, and we went back to the Balefire with Tristan, I believe, who had a shotgun, and found that Gwendolyn had just kind of taken over the place, along with Larissa and a bunch of other goons. And she made this whole speech about being like a really good boss, and I was like, I doubt that. So she made a play to grab our mirrors, and we ran into the dreaming. Larissa followed us, but I managed to get her to run into the deeper dreaming, where she will probably lose her mind. And after that, we followed the trail to a goth-looking castle, and I was like, Zelda would probably want to go there. This seems like something that Zelda would want to investigate. So we went there and discovered that that was, in fact, a new freehold that was set up in the back garden of one of the vampires. And Zelda gave us the rundown of what we'd missed. We'd lost more time in the run from the dreaming at that point, and yeah, the plan seems to be we went to the British Library to find out more about the mirrors. Turns out to destroy them we need to put them into the forge from whence they came, which is in the deeper dreaming. And last we heard, Zelda had sent a message to the vampires to see what they thought of that plan, because it turns out that if the mirrors do their thing, then there will be a permanent portal between the dreaming and the autumn world, and it would turn the mortal world into another layer of the dreaming, which would be very bad for vampires.
Very
so
bad
that's
for everyone.
What I got. Yeah.
A slight problem.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, it's a slight. I mean, depending on who you ask, it's a slight inconvenience. Altair would love it though. We glamour everywhere.
Have a great day.
Do you know what? Maddie? Give Xena an extra point of permanent glamour.
Ooh, thank you.
Go up a glamour level. Because you're gonna need it.
Like,
Is
that's
that
so
dot,
concerning.
is that dot and cross or just dot?
Dot and cross. Yeah, dot and cross.
Sweet, thank you.
That takes you to glamour 7, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, glamour 7, banality 3. Okay. So here's the thing, lovely people. When we've been doing our shenanigans in the dreaming, I have been playing under Hedge throws 90% of the rules out of the rule book and only uses the ones that he thinks are cool. However, because this is like we're leading on to the finale bit and we're going in for one last good run of the dreaming, all the proper dreaming rules are in effect now. Which means, I mean, for Altair, it probably means death at the end of the road. But, I mean, Zelda and Xena can get their way out, kind of.
Maybe.
Yeah. The only rule I'm not going to use is the entering the dreaming rules, because they're quite punishing, but we will use the leaving the dreaming rules in the end. in a nutshell, if your banality versus your glamour becomes too out of whack, you can forget everything you ever knew of the dreaming. You can go comatose if your banality outstrips your glamour. You know.
Yep.
No, it's
And
fine. I'm seeing Anna's little comment. I'm just making a little note going, okay, introduce other evil vampire rules that I keep out. I think they might annoy the characters. Okay, we're bringing stains in tonight then. What's the expression? Fuck around and find out? No, it's fine. Right. I woke up this morning and chose a lot of violence.
Let's go.
This is me at the moment. Go for that one.
I see how it is.
Yeah, I'll go for that. So for Zelda and Xena and Co. in your wonderful new freehold, in this weird gothic castle, is about a day has passed. You think time in the freehold it can be a bit tricky to judge. It doesn't, some people try installing clocks. They don't always work because the clock hands will just move at their own pace, doing whatever they desire. If there is anything you would like to do in terms of during this 24-hour period, that's a day and a night. If there's anything you would like to do, now is the time to do it. This is me effectively doing that video game thing of beyond this point, you are not going to be able to interact with the mortal world until the finale. So if there is any business, any glamour acquisition you want to do now, anything that you've been cooking, now is the time to reap it.
Let's see. Thanks to the mirror, my glamour is okay again, because that was going to be a problem.
See, here's the thing. Here's the thing with Zelda. Zelda's back to full temporary glamour, but Zelda has a very low glamour to banality level.
Yeah.
You are at glamour 5, banality 4. You are finding it very difficult to remember certain things when you're in the dreaming.
So that is probably something I gotta fix.
So you were investing some glamour into that engineer at Camden Station.
Yeah.
You can always go back. I mean, it's been 3.5 weeks. Surely they've done something.
Yes, I'd like to do that.
You can ask for it. Awesome. You go back to Camden Tube Station during the day, and you find our lovely little engineer woman sort of dangling off a signal box. The ladder that she used to get up has fallen to the side slightly, and because she's only 5'5", her foot's a little too short to reach the ladder to hook it back so that she can get back down. So she's just dangling there, and rather than help quite a few of these people have taken to getting their phones out and recording it because someone's got to put it on TikTok.
People suck. Great.
People do
Okay.
suck. That is the moral of today's episode. People suck.
All right, I'm gonna probably watch a bit longer than I should. Like, so they're like, okay, this is a bit odd. Like, wait, hold on, I should help. Like, Jasmine, you look like you might need some assistance. Working on something up there.
Yeah, I've done it. I just need to be let down, please. Can you just do the thing with the ladder?
Get the ladder, get to her, and help her down, so she doesn't hurt herself.
Yeah, she climbs down this ladder, and you can sort of see there's like a. No, actually, no. I'm not going to say that. What I'm going to say instead is give me charisma.
Oh no.
No, actually, no. Let's be. Just give me a raw difficulty 6 perception.
Ooh.
Just perception on its own. Yeah.
All right, let's go. Difficulty is 6. I believe in myself sometimes. Wow. All right.
Yeah, I mean 769. That'll do it. Jasmine is really happy to see you. There's like a glint in her eye. And she's like, "Oh, you're back. I didn't think you'd come back." In all honesty.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. Why would I ever leave you here? I'm not gonna find it quite as interesting anywhere else.
Oh, yeah. Funny you mentioned that. You see her pull out a remote from her jacket pocket, and she points it to the signal boxes, and as she's pressing it, all the signal boxes just start switching in unison.
Yeah,
it's like far easier than having to go to the control room and do it, and far easier than having to go up there manually and change the bulbs. I can just press the buttons, it changes automatically.
Impressive. And you did this yourself? No, I can't imagine the higher-ups even cared to listen.
Oh, what's the whole expression? It's better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
I smile and I start kind of just examining all the boxes and more of the remote actually.
Give me intelligence plus technology difficulty 7.
Will do. Tech, intelligence. Here we go.
You can use engineering as well. Yeah, engineering helps.
Delightful.
Ooh,
I know things.
You know things. I mean, you know 2 things. This is. She's brushing it off as, oh, this is just a remote that changes light bulbs. It's actually a lot more sophisticated. The guard, the rail lines themselves have sensors built in that detect when trains are on them. And pressing the buttons, it doesn't actually change the lights. It updates the signals based on whether there's a train on the line or not, or if there's a train approaching the line. In fact, if this was pushed to its logical extreme, you could actually have an entire train network be automated, and it would just signal itself based on where trains were in relation to the boxes. This is quite advanced engineering. This isn't just a standard, hey, I'm a rail technician who, has a spanner and occasionally throws things at trains.
Right. Dope. I know all of this is For a small trinket, this is extremely impressive. Jasmine, you're kind of brilliant.
Well, I made a second if you want one. And she pulls out a second remote. This one, Zelda, you can see is teeming with glamour.
I was about to ask, this has to just be filled with glamour. There's no way.
This is teeming with glamour. Give yourself 2 permanent glamour.
Hey.
And this technically is a legendary item. This is called the Universal Remote. When in a chimerical setting, once per charge, you can use this remote to alter chimerical reality to whatever you want it to be. You don't know how long a charge cycle is, though. That's the only problem. You just know that you can use this to rewrite parts, effectively rewrite parts of the dreaming, and replace it, which isn't too unheard of. There are some changelings who have embraced modernity. For example, there's actually there is rumors that there's a trod out there comprised entirely of digital bits. It's a digital highway into the dreaming as opposed to a physical one. And that there's supposedly a secret library at the end of that trod that has even more knowledge than what the British Library could ever have in the dreaming. But you have no idea how to access that, even if you wanted it, unfortunately.
Gears are turning. But otherwise, Zelda like nods as she's like figuring out that, oh, this thing can have an effect in the dreaming if I just like change one setting here. And I'll like to Jasmine be like, I'm sure I'm going to have a great time poking and examining this. Might swap out some of the Arduinos, and I'll get back to you. And maybe for the first time, Zelda can't think of anything to say for a bit as she's kind of stumbling over a bit with herself. Like, next time you're working on something, just let me know. We can work on it together. I think we can make something really interesting here. Whether it's just improving stuff here or, I don't know, our own projects. Don't always have to work for the man.
Let me just actually get my dice out. You know, it would be really useful for a TTRPG game if I had dice that I could roll. And it wasn't...
Turns out dice are mandatory.
Yeah, you know, and just not have it swamped by NHS letters.
That's what Big Dice wants you to think.
Is that why Matt Mercer and Brendan Lee Mulligan have bought shares in dice companies? All looking. See, this thing. The last game I played in here was D&D, so I've got D20s everywhere, and it's like, no, bugger off, D20s. Not today. I need my couple of my D10s.
Always just have like a billion D6s lying around. I'm like, what are you even doing here?
I've got D8s everywhere, but I don't need D8s. Jasmine turns around and goes, so like a date?
Yeah, like a date, but with more wires and electricity. But also other date stuff.
That sounds good. I could definitely go down for wires and stuff. I think I need to go.
Zelda. So I was in the back of my mind like, shit, fuck, what'd I do? I messed up.
I like you can see she's blushing a little bit. As she like takes a step back, she's like, I'll let you know on that work date thing when I'm ready.
Yes, take your time. You'll find me around places doing things. Zelda trips backwards on like literally on nothing and then runs away.
Awesome. You head on back to the freehold. Maddie, is there anything you'd like to do?
I think that despite how well-meaning Crow is, I think that Xena has too short an attention span to kind of check back in with Crow. I think she's like, he was nice, now move on. And so she's gonna go to a drag show and just hang out and just enjoy the vibes. And if someone interesting kind of comes into their line of sight, maybe kind of farm some glamour a bit more intensively. Otherwise, just sort of soak up the environment.
The atmosphere. Give me for Xena. Yeah, give me Graymian intelligence.
Okay.
Difficulty 7.
5 successes.
Jeez, I was going to say if you got a
Nice.
success,
Yeah.
I'd give you a glamour point, but I mean 5 successes. I mean that's okay. Do you know what? Take 2 perma glamour.
Nice. Thank you very much.
So
I'm at what's
you're
that?
at
That's
9.
9 now.
You're at 9 glamour. You've nearly maxed your glamour track.
Wow.
That will change very quick.
Yes, I imagine.
Well, I say that. Yeah, you soak up this atmosphere of this drag show. The thing is about this kind of place is you don't even have to like latch onto somebody to harvest glamour here. Just being here, you know, there is so much creativity going on here. From the obvious things like the performance and the outfits and the music to the really subtle things like the acceptance and the coming out and the community, which all create glamour in their own. You know, a lot of people get hung up on glamour being something created through creativity. That's not strictly true. Glamour can come from love. Glamour can come technically from hate. I mean, you know, all those negative emotions can also produce glamour. Some argue it's a darker glamour. Some scholars say that, you know, dark glamour has like a purpley, bluish hue to it compared to the pinkish, goldish hues of normal glamour. But it's glamour all the same. You sit there through several of the shows while Zelda is tripping herself up at a tube station. Does Xena get involved in any way?
Oh, there's inevitably some audience participation, and Xena will enthusiastically raise a hand and get ushered up on stage and put on like a hula skirt or something for a skit, and yeah, it's great. There's like a sexy Judith Butler striptease that kind of it adds a bit of the philosophy spice that of Xena's particular interest that really sort of takes their fancy.
Fantastic. Yeah, that goes on. I mean, you go in there at like early evening, and by the time you come out, it's very much near midnight. And the problem you have is that the more glamour you have, the more receptive you are to banality. You can sense it more because, like it's not a nice experience walking home. It almost feels like walking through. To start with, it feels like walking through. Like previously, it's been felt like walking through thick fog. Now, with your like glamour this high, your banality that low, it kind of feels like wading through water. You can almost feel the air trying to push you back a little bit as you walk back to the freehold. And unfortunately for you, as you get to the freehold door, you can feel that banality stronger than, not stronger than you've ever felt it, but stronger than most, because obviously, you are technically set up in a vampire's back garden, which means you do kind of have to pass their door to get there. Speaking of vampires and homes, Altair,
Hi.
you have just finished writing and sealing that letter you were writing, and you sort of leave it on your coffee table. Oliver is here. For those who don't know, describe Oliver for us.
So Ollie is a werewolf. He is a human being currently, for obvious reasons. He is around 6'1", 6'2", sort of mousy blonde hair, always kind of a little bit scruffy. Sort of the Cillian Murphy bright blue eyes, and a Glasgow smile up the right side of his face. He's usually kind of dressed pretty kind of chilled, I'd sort of describe him as. Like, he tends to wear very kind of like relaxed, kind of like slouchy shirts. Always has really well-fitting jeans, though, I will say. Wears boots more akin to cowboy boots, I want to say. If you were to enter the house, though, you would see there are a lot of, I guess, old sepia pictures of him in the old garb of the Black Watch First Highlanders. The original sort of, well, Second World War uniform, so not the originals, but yada yada. Yeah, that's Ollie. He always kind of looks like he's up to something. He looks mischievous.
At the moment, Ollie is, for once, not looking too mischievous. He's more concerned at the letter. This is something he's seen before. This is something he's done before. And kind of just looks over to you, Altair. Is it really that serious?
This is the most certain I have been for quite a long time.
And you're sure you want me to come with you?
You do not have to. My hope is there is quite a lot of life amongst the Fae. There is a lot of brightness and vitality. My hope may be that perhaps leaving behind London may give you something back. And if not, it is a guaranteed end for both of us. It is quite literally life or death.
You see Ollie tries to walk forward. and stumbles forward and like hits the coffee table as like, he kind of falls to the ground as he tries to walk forward.
Altair would try and kind of grab him, I guess.
Yeah, you can grab him. You can't quite break the entire stop the fall, but you can break it before.
Yeah, I'll stop him from hitting his head at least.
Yeah. He takes a moment before he gets back to his feet. Please don't tell me you're doing all of this just on the off chance you can try and stop me from, not existing anymore.
If it were the possibility I could move the orbit of the moon from our own world just to bring you back, I would do so.
Please don't move the moon. I kind of need that.
Perhaps something else then. There is a small layer of selfishness to it. I have made friends and I wish for them to stay alive as much as possible. Yes, I know they're vampires and they're already dead.
I was about to turn around and say I thought you were going to make friends with the vampires, but here you are making friends with the fairies. But okay.
You know how it is to do something even though you do not wish to.
Yeah,
From
well.
a sense of duty.
And what are we doing with her? And you sort of see that Oliver points to his bedroom, where still tied up, 24 hours later, is Miss Cynthia, a sort of brunette-haired vampire who is wearing a white suit, pretty much a knockoff equivalent of Valerian, only because Anna chose white, not black. It would have been a black suit otherwise. But yeah, she's still on the bed, kind of writhing around a little bit. Still not trying to break free. You get the impression she probably could break free if she wanted to, but it's more of a case of even if I did, what's the point?
Yeah. Altair will kind of look over for a second. We'll kind of tap the end of the quill on the table and just... She is partially insurance and partially... with the modern video games, you have lives. She is the end heart.
Okay, so if we see anything bad, we just drop her and run.
Essentially, yes.
Well, it saves me being bait for once. I've had enough of ramming doors and getting silver thrown in my face.
In all fairness, one of those was in the side of my hearse, and one of those was entirely your problem. I'm still trying to get your teeth out of the side of my door.
I died. I think I'm allowed to be forgiven for that.
So did I!
Oh.
It's coming up to the 50th anniversary.
All right, fine. I'm not arguing. Let's just go before. You sort of see that Oliver goes to pick up his Lee Enfield and is like, "Do I need this? Is this useful where we're going?"
I have half a feeling that the second you bring that into the dreaming, it will be rather taken apart. Bring it anyway, though, if you wish.
Fine. I have
Where did
spares.
you keep collecting them from?
Well, I had to do something with the money I got paid with.
Did you rob another museum?
No. Maybe. It's fine.
Nonetheless, we ought to be going and making friends before the sun comes up, no?
Well, for you, yes. That the sun coming up is a bit of a problem.
Just a small one, yes.
Oh, come on then. Let's go talk.
He'll kind of go to let Ollie out of the back door to the apartment building, kind of leading out into the sort of shared apartment, shared garden area. He will take one last little look back. And then we'll lock the door behind himself. We'll leave the keys under a plant pot.
Yeah. Leave the keys under a plant pot. Ollie is going to have Cynthia over his back and carry her to the shed door. I'm guessing you go down.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Zelda, Xena, you are sitting there kind of waiting, and then you hear footsteps coming from up top as Altair makes it down the stairs, along with an unknown male, which you briefly saw for a moment trying to get into the side of his shed after the freehold was created. And also this other unknown female over his shoulders. Zelda, the only text you got back confirming that anything was going to happen was a brief text from Dom, essentially saying Valerian agrees.
I see. So, I see all of these people enter, and I'm there like, your timing is bad. We're about to go and do horribly dangerous stuff. Did you not get my texts?
Oh, no, I believed you text Dominic.
I did, and I got a message saying that Valerian agreed, so we're going to head on a horrible adventure, and it's going to be terrifying and fantastic.
Yes, I am coming with you.
I look at Xena. I look back, look at Xena again. So they all understood the fact that dreaming is dangerous, right? Just I did specify this, or did I forget?
No, this was specified. And he'll go in. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, especially for vampires, looking at you very pointedly.
Yes, I have an awareness of this. And he'll go into his pocket and we'll bring out the three mirrors. One being, I think the Balefire mirror was still kind of...
the Balefire mirror is still
flaming?
technically on fire.
Yeah, love that.
Nice.
He'll kind of hold them up kind of in like a fan in one hand, almost like a deck of cards. Call these something of a peace offering and myself as an insurance policy to my kindred.
You see Ollie kind of like nudges Cynthia and goes, "Do you hear that? You're the insurance of the insurance."
And what's this situation here? I'm not getting as much banality off of these folks.
Ah, yes. And he'll sort of step aside a little bit. This is Oliver. He has been a dear friend of mine since around the 1980s. He is a werewolf. And this is Cynthia. We picked her up around perhaps 24 hours ago. She is vampiric. She is kindred. To pay her no mind.
Okay, cool.
She staged a coup.
Oh my god.
Right.
Yeah, reasonable. No problem.
As you do.
I nod and like, all right then. Since we have a bigger group, it's going to be even more important that we know the dangers we're going into. So we're going to get in there, destroy the mirrors, kick some ass, and get back. I have a date. So I want to get back. It'd be nice.
Wonderful.
I think Xena kind of nudges Zelda in an encouraging way, but doesn't kind of want to embarrass her in front of our new friends, so doesn't verbalize anything.
Xena, the worst part is you've probably seen like whenever we've been chilling here, Zelda's been like on her phone with like 600 tabs open of what to do on a date. What am I supposed to do? Help me, please. She is
How to
clueless.
date.
How to date. Go on WikiHow, get
Yeah.
the worst advice. Go on Reddit, even worse.
God, I love the internet. You. This is the first time all 6 mirrors have been within close proximity to each other. You can start to see them from a glamour point of view almost pulsate. Oh wait, they'll fly. And if you're not actively holding them or doing anything like nothing restrains them, they will try and move towards each other.
That's bad. Dope. Got it. Keep them tied down. Cool. All right.
So this is rather your wheelhouse. How do we begin?
Well, first thing, obviously, make sure none of the mirrors touch, obvious. And second thing, and I kind of go over to the portal, which was like in front of like the fireplace in this place, and kind of just say, we enter and just go as deep into this place as we can. Try not to get too far off the trods, and we should be okay.
All right. Perhaps it may be wise to take 2 mirrors each.
Perfect. That'll do what? Excuse me. I suppose you hang on to the Balefire mirror and one of the others, and we'll split the other 2 between me and Xena. Sorry, Oliver. There's not enough mirrors. It's you can take one of mine if you wish. I have been told that I am not super trustworthy to hold 2 mirrors, so when I pass him one.
He picks it up and just starts like looking at it, like looks at himself in it, and it's just like, they don't even work. Altair, you notice that Ollie can't see his reflection in the mirror.
Altair's gonna go look over his shoulder.
Oh, you appear.
There's something about them being disguised as vampiric artifacts or being gifted to the Camarilla ages ago. So there's probably something hinky going on with vampire reflection stuff.
I mean, anyone of changeling verse can give me intelligence investigation at difficulty 7 if they want to try and work out why. If Altair wants to try it, you can definitely try for what's the vampiric equivalent? Intelligence investigation.
We are so stupid. Oh no.
Neither of us got any successes.
What was the success again? Sorry.
6 or higher, I think, in vampire.
That's 1 success. One success on a hunger die.
Oh god.
Is that a useful failure?
No, it's messy critical, I think.
Oh yeah.
It's not messy critical. I think you're fine. It's not a 10.
I'm fine. All's well. All's well in the land of Nod.
We're just gonna brush it under the carpet because I'm not getting the book. I'm not getting the vampire book out for a tiny rule. The only thing you can think of, Altair, is technically speaking, Oliver is dead.
Ooh.
He has been in essence, he's a reanimated corpse. Because you buried him.
Ooh. Yeah.
So maybe people who have properly died, not vampiric death, because that's not really death, that's just transitioning from one life stage to another. Same with the changing. You've gone from, one Fey form to another. But then Ollie hasn't had that. Ollie was alive, then not alive, and is suddenly back to being alive again. Maybe that has something to do with why he can't be seen in a mirror.
Yeah.
On the plus side, that does mean he's immune to the mirror's effects.
Ooh, cool beans.
You can't command someone if they can't see their reflection in the mirror.
Perhaps it is something of nothing.
You think?
Oh, potentially, yes. Oh, there is all manners of peculiarity going on these days. I mean, look at us. We are Fae and kindred in one space, and we have yet to kill each other. So, I mean, that has to be a positive.
I suppose.
Nonetheless, perhaps we should be moving. Rip the bandage off and all of that.
Yes, that would be good. We don't know how time is going to be the deeper we get into this place, so we should probably make progress now while it's still relatively stable. And I'm going to enter into the dreaming and hope for the best.
I'm going to enter and nothing bad is going to happen to me. Yeah, you go through. I'm guessing everyone else is going to, like, one by one go through the door.
Yeah. Altair's got the gifted rosary, and he's kind of just thumbing over it, kind of as he enters through.
Is Altair the last one to go through?
I feel like he'll kind of watch the changelings go first, and then we'll go.
Okay. So everyone else goes through. You see Ollie picks up Cynthia and goes to the door. You get one last look at the freehold before you pass the veil into the dreaming. As you pass through Altair and come back onto the trods, everyone watches as the door to the freehold evaporates in a big plume of smoke. The Balefire has gone out, and there's no way back this way.
Deeply concerning, but not all that surprising. Well, it just means that we have no more path but forward. We'll have to hope that by the time we make our way back, we can either find another escape, or that the vampires this side have cleared out our old spot. We can focus on reigniting the Balefire here later.
Well, that's going to be a little bit of a problem, because if you destroy the fire mirror, how are we going to ignite the fire again? You sort of see Ollie kind of like looking at like the ashes of the fire this side.
Zelda thinks on it for a few seconds, and it's like, sounds like an engineering problem for the future. Just cuts.
Ollie, you. Oh, I always imagine Ollie is very much being like Winnie the Pooh, the guy with very little brain. but every now and again he does have a bit of a moment where he rolls, despite having only 2 die in like intelligence investigation. He he's able to score 2 10s. Yeah, if we destroy, my guess is that when the Balefire mirror exists in this dimension, as you call it, then no Balefire on the other side can exist, and vice versa. If you pull the Balefire mirror into our dimension, no fire it created on this side can exist.
Very astute of you. It wouldn't be impossible. After all, we can't have 2 of the same flame.
Ollie puts down Cynthia and uncuts her bands so she can actually walk. Now that she literally cannot go anywhere but the dreaming. Still keeps the mouth gag on though. I think Ollie took it off at one point during last night and then was just like, yeah, no. I'm putting that back in. Ollie's Leanne Field still exists here. If anything, it looks brand new as opposed to worn. But you are on a trod that has no end points. There is a chance this path might start to erode away. So forward is probably the better solution.
Sounds good. Yeah. Ooh, do I have anything here? I don't think so.
I am going to remind Magpie, behind the veil, you do have something with you that might help.
I have something with me that might help.
You had a gift from Tristan.
Oh shit! Yeah. Hi. He'll kind of go through his pockets for a moment, and then we'll hand out a folded piece of paper to Zelda and Xena, and just, I was gifted this. It may mean more to you. I can't quite read the text on it. And as you open it up, it is a perfectly, I think if memory serves, done map of, was it the Near Far and Deeper Dreaming?
Yeah, so this is a almost perfect replica of at least some part of the Trod network. It won't get you into the forge. But it will get you into the deeper dreaming. You also see on this map, Tristan has tried to approximate, like, if the rest of this map's accuracy is to be believed, then a vampire might have just found Arcadia. As in the top right-hand corner is the drawing of what looked like 2 very heavy metal gates, of which they bear a symbol that you don't recognize, but like the voice in the back of your head is telling you that that's really important to you. Assuming the map is 100% accurate, not many people go beyond the near dreaming. So you're probably going to have to fact check this map as you go. But it does reveal which trods are more stable than others, which ones are more dangerous. And Tristan's even put a little red ribbon on the map to kind of like demonstrate the safest route. from A to B. However, there is a penalty to using the map. Only changelings can only changelings can read it, but to read it, you have to take 1d4 banality damage. It is only as we're calling it squares, but obviously if you go over what would have been your dots, you gain a new dot and start a new track. So you can use this at any point during your adventure, and I will tell you exactly where to go. I will not lie. I will not lead you into a trap. I will give you the safest place to get to your location. But it will cost you banality damage every time you want to use it. While folded up, you're fine. If you unfold it to start reading it, then you start taking penalty damage. I won't make you take penalty damage just for discovering that it exists. I am not that cruel. Much.
Fair enough. Okay. Ooh. I think as Zelda's kind of like discovering how this works, and that I shouldn't peer too closely at it just yet, I look at Altair and I look at him like, this came from one of your friends?
Yes, a dear friend of mine is Markavian. They have access to differing knowledge than other kindred, necessarily.
Well, whatever he did to generate this knowledge, to create it, this is incredibly impressive. Trying to calculate where to go without this is impossible for even the greatest of minds. It is hazardous to stare too closely at it. But the second that we realize that we are off track and we are lost, we will try and decipher it and move from there.
All right. It is a gift.
I'm willing to take the hit if we want a starting point of which way to go.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think I've managed to avoid too much banality so far. So, and I got some really tasty creativity at the drag show, so should be okay.
Thank goodness I did not want to take the hit for this at all. Fuck that! No!
I'll roll a d4.
Roll a d4.
Only one.
Only once. Okay, you still stay at the banality. So this map shows a trod that goes around Fey London. It voids it entirely. And essentially pierces the near dreaming at a different point than you've ever seen before. It kind of... The map can't tell you the terrain you're going to encounter while you're getting there. But it does show that that trod is the safest and warns you. There's like there's what looks like a silver thread coming off a sign. And in your head, you're being told that it's a trap. Don't follow the silver thread. When you get to that point, go the other way. Which is weird, because this is just a painting of a map, but somehow this map is projecting thoughts and ideas into your head, and you recognize it as Tristan's voice in your head, kind of like giving you really bad sat nav instructions. But
Cool. This map is chatty. It sounds like your pal.
Oh,
or thinks like your pal.
Perhaps so. I'll admit I wasn't aware. It's been in my pocket for the last while.
Well, apparently we need to follow this particular path, but do not follow the silver thread, and when we encounter it, go the other way. That is what I have received. I have no further context for this.
If you'd like further context, I will take intelligence and Gramia. Difficulty 7.
Why not? Nothing.
You've heard the word silver threads before, but it doesn't register anything. Zelda, you can try if you'd like to give it a shot. Intelligence plus Gramia.
Ooh.
Aha! Yeah!
A silver thread trod is generally perceived to be a very safe path through the dreaming. They were put there a long time ago. You don't know an awful lot. You know that they were put there as some kind of wartime contingency, potentially. But those roads with silver threads were designated the safest roads and were the ones that were most protected. So to use one as a trick for a trap is a very devious plan to pull in unsuspecting Fae. Because most people in the dreaming will see that and assume safety. It's like going to a ski slope and finding a sign saying, this is a really, really safe slope. And then you suddenly realize it's double black diamond. And it's like, shit. I could die here. Yeah, it's a very clever trap.
Dope. Cool. Hate that. I relay this. I specifically say, I think I've got a memory of walking across one in like the 40s, like in a past life. They're normally supposed to be very safe. This one is not. Do not go on this one. I wonder what that means about the other path, though. The other path is the correct way, but we don't know what will actually be on it.
How dangerous is a trap if you're aware of the end result? If we go in prepared for a trap?
Oh no, Zelda wants to do that. Zelda wants to do that. No, I'm here like that's a terrible plan, but I know Zelda's thinking, actually.
I think we should do what the map says. I mean, it hurt me a bit to read it, so I think we should do what it says. But that's just me. It's just me.
It did hurt you. It did hurt you. It would be a shame to let that pain go to waste.
I now know more about taxes than I should know because of this map.
Are you quite all right?
Yeah, it's fine. It's just that I just know a little tiny bit about taxes. It's not too bad.
Here's the thing: you kind of go, "Oh, I remember a bit about taxes," and then you get another flicker of past life memories. While you're in this trod, for the next 2 turns, you start experiencing flashbacks, quite strong flashbacks to your previous lives. Going all the way back as far as you can remember. They're not in chronological order. You can remember all of like fragments, very quick, like 10, 20-second fragments of like previous mortal lives, previous Fey lives that you've had. You can't go as far back as Arcadia. That the fog of banality comes in and still makes those memories just a fleeting blur to you. But for at least the past 10 generations, you can pull off any random bit of knowledge. You remember being on a boat at some point, a wooden boat. I should say, not a metal one. Pirate, possibly. You remember what looks like brief fragments of the Renaissance. And like going even further back, you can remember like slight bits of the late Middle Ages in Spain, of all places. But just as you like begin to lock onto them and like, oh, I want to explore that further, it just disappears. For our lovely Zelda, who did gain a bit of glamour before, so 7 versus 4 is +3. You're blissfully, you are blissfully unaware of the way the dreaming affects you. You're just happy to go along whatever you see in front of you.
Dope.
This is
No
all
problem
real.
Cool. That's not concerned at all.
Technically speaking, Altair would be like -10 banality. Which is the character kind of enters the dreaming, her very presence is an affront to it. But then again, I think they said somewhere that vampires are like 7 to 8 banality, and technically Altair has a glamour point, technically.
Yeah.
So you would probably more being like, you feel a sense of disbelief in everything you see. You can't quite believe that what you're seeing is real. Like, if you focus a little bit more, maybe the mundane world will make sense of all this moving forward. You see Oliver has a very similar sensation. Ollie isn't as badly affected. Turns out werewolves aren't as banal as vampires. He's still banal, a little bit. But he accepts that there's something beyond the mundane, but avoids talking about it due to being frightened of how others perceive their state of mind.
I feel like Altair kind of looks a little bit kind of spaced for a bit, and then will reach a hand out to try and take Ollie's hand.
Ollie will give his hand.
Cool.
So we're going for follow the map's instructions, not don't do what the map says. Okay. You follow this map's instructions, and the trod takes you around Fey London and brings you out into another part of the dreaming. You appear out of the trods, and this road opens up to a huge ocean. This road very quickly becomes a coastal road. As to the left of you, as far as the eye can see, you can just see ocean. Just pure ocean. The water is still. There are no waves here at all. No currents, no nothing. This is just one ginormous still water ocean. The path continues to go forward. As you go forward, the trees and the grass to the right start to recede before that all becomes still water too. And the only thing now that isn't water is this trod just going forward in what seems like almost forever. And that is where we're going to take our little break. Welcome to the new Near Dreaming, the endless ocean. We will be back in 10 minutes. So get up, stretch your legs, get a drink, get some food. I know I'm hungry. And then we'll be back in about 10 minutes. We'll pick up this wonderful adventure. See you soon.
Woo!
Bye.
See
Bye.
you soon.
Welcome back, everyone. So we are in the near dreaming now, which technically means also I should change the scene on Thingy as well. No, that's the deep dreaming hedge. I've gone too far. There we go. So you are on this winding trod path, which is now at this point surrounded by still ocean on both sides. Before we get too deep into the near dreaming, I'm going to go over the new rules that come into effect because you're in the dreaming. First of all, it is easier to cast cantrips due to the glamour here. Base difficulty for all cantrips is now 7 instead of 8. That's before nightmare dice or etc. are added. Anything chimerical becomes solid and fully tangible in the dreaming. So those umbrella swords are now fully tangible, full swords.
Nice.
While you're here. That also includes chimerical companions, your clothes, your fey clothes are now fully visible. While you're here. And you're obviously in your fey forms, goes without saying. The dreaming makes no distinction between chimerical damage and chimerical death from physical death. Chimerical damage will now kill you.
Oh.
Their soul passes onto a new incarnation. While your body goes back to the autumn world and wastes away. Hifane entering Bedlam while traveling on Trods turned into one of the Onus, Fae intent on defending the pathway against future wayfarers. Mortals entering the dreaming bodily obey its laws. Death inside the dreaming is a great problem, since the banality inside the corpse may spread and inflict damage. In response to this, the dreaming automatically deposes the remains at random in one of the final destinations of the Paths of Balor. So if you're not Fae, don't die. Is the general nutshell. Aside from that are the only new rules that come into effect. Essentially, chimerical damage will kill you, and cantrips got a little bit easier to cast. As you go down this like oceanic path, well, ocean trod, really. Anyone can give me, if you are of the Fae variety, you can give me perception and enigmas, or perception and Gramia, whichever of the two you prefer, at difficulty 7. If you are of an Altair variety, you can do... I don't know why I'm doing it there. I've got the bigger version here. You can do wits awareness.
I've got 2 successes.
Awesome.
I know nothing.
Okay, so Zelda is just happy to follow the path. Xena and Altair, you both get closer to this ocean. Maybe either side of the ocean. Maybe one of you's at the left side, one of you's at the right side. Because the water's still, you can see quite deep into this ocean. You can see giant fish. There is on Altair's side, there is a ginormous salmon, which is about 20 foot long, just minding its own business. It's a bit confused because it almost looks like it's looking for a current to go up against. But obviously there's no current here. So it's just kind of swimming around, kind of docilely enjoying itself. And as you look, you can sort of see other like giant fish. maybe, Altair, they're not giant fish and you're just really small. On... Go on.
And I'm Karen.
Now, I was on Xena's side of the... You don't see giant fish. What you end up seeing is these kind of corrupted merfolk swimming in the water. They seem to be surrounding some sort of underwater ruin, which the more you focus on, there are two things you notice. One, this isn't an underground ruin, it's an underground city. Well, underwater city. And there appears to be some kind of dark, fey influence coming from beneath the water around this sunken city. And Zelda is just happily walking along the trod, completely and blissfully unaware, like a really bad Dora the Explorer episode.
I think Xena considers telling the group about what they've seen, but then thinks better of it, because if they do, then Zelda's going to want to investigate it, and we don't want that right now. So if Altair kind of like makes eye contact with Xena, I might compare notes, but otherwise just keep on keeping on.
Yeah, Altair kind of look down, and you see him, he'll kind of take a deeper sort of step to sort of brush his fingers along the top of the water. He's trying really hard to not like just stick his arm like elbow deep in the water and try and get the salmon to come to him.
Fair.
He's living out the last of his life, I think. But yeah, we'll kind of peer over kind of at Xena, just sort of like, what?
And Xena's like, this is all new to me too. This is weird shit.
Oh, comforting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm technically supposed to be dealing with this better, but honestly, it's just a case of let it wash over you. Try not to think about it too hard.
He's gonna look down at the giant salmon again. Right. Wonderful. How very quaint.
Meanwhile, Zelda's just muttering to herself, like, there appears to be a distinct lack of life so far. How unusual. Oh, well. And just walking off.
Completely aware. I mean, to be fair, Zelda, you do see something. In the distance, this trod stops. And at the end of this trod is a port. There is what appears to be a small port village, I guess, would be the best way to describe this. Where there's like several small docks with boats on them, and several houses built on stilts. Like someone's built a platform extending out from the trod. And on that trod is what looks to be a bunch of fae.
Ooh.
Working on some boats.
Okay. All right. That tells me a lot of things. Actually, I guess I turn to the rest of the group and it's like, if there are boats and other people here, then that means part of what is considered the past here is also the water.
Interesting. I'm assuming we've had no signs of references to Silver Thread yet.
Not yet, no.
All right, let's hope they're friendly.
Yeah. And I guess we head in that direction of all the people who with the boats and the platform and stuff.
as you get close, you see that this is a very small community of Selkies,
Ooh.
which are human and seal. Kind of a natural place for them, really, the still ocean. And they, the appearance always says that they're always sleek and attractive, with large, dark, liquid eyes, and light webbing between their fingers.
What is this Wattpad fake eye?
I'm gonna say, yeah, this is a whole archive our own nonsense again, isn't it? You sort of reach this place, and you see one of the female Selkies, kind of like really long, and I mean really long, like past their like knee length black hair, sort of walks up to you, Zelda. It's like, oh, visitors? It's been a long time since we've had visitors.
Is there a reason visitors aren't as common? Actually, there's probably several reasons why visitors aren't that common. You all live here. This is your home.
Yeah, we live here. We occasionally drop back out to go back to the Autumn World to avoid going insane, but we come back as regularly as we can.
That's fascinating. I know of Fae that live in the near dreaming and things of that nature, but it's still unusual for me to see. I spend most of my time in the Autumn World. This is a lovely reminder that unless Zelda uses magic in front of people, she's slightly sketchy to most Fae.
Yeah.
So a bunch of steam just kind of comes out from some random vent in her body, like having a lovely conversation. Suddenly, it's like, oh, sorry, that's my mistake. It doesn't always happen.
You're not from around here, are you?
No, I'm really not.
And what brings you here?
We're on a quest, I suppose. We're trying to get rid of some artifacts, and any guidance would help through the Trods safely would be greatly appreciated.
Destroying artifacts?
Trust me, these ones are not good artifacts. Do you know anything of what was it? A forge? An ancient forge from ye olden days?
I believe it goes by the altar.
Yes.
I was about to say there are many old forges. That's like asking, do you know where the beach is? It's like, which one? I've never heard of one called the altar. Unfortunately.
It is in the deeper dreaming, so probably makes sense.
Yeah, I've not actually been to the deeper dreaming. I think most people haven't been to the deeper dreaming. Why would you want to go to the deeper dreaming?
We're asking ourselves that question every single day, but the fate of the Autumn World hangs in the balance, so we kind of, us chucklefucks, have to clean up the messes.
Okay, so what you're essentially saying is you need to keep following this trod.
Yeah, we've got some advice, but it's a little cryptic.
Oh, okay. So what you're basically saying is you need one of our boats.
I knew it. The path sea was considered the path as well. Is that the only way forward?
I mean, yeah, the water can technically be a trod as well.
Well, if it wouldn't cause you any harm, a boat would help us immensely. I get the feeling that swimming through here is not the greatest plan.
No, swimming here is fantastic.
Looking at the fish person, I'm sure it is.
Yeah, you're trying to tell Selkies that swimming is not a good thing. I don't know what. I don't just like giving boats away, but I don't think we could get you to grab onto a fish either.
There's fish?
And
Well, how far away is the travel? Altair's keeping a small distance because he doesn't want to infect these people.
they sort of look at you, and there's this immediate kind of like. What I can only describe it, and I'm sorry because this is the goofiest way of explaining it. It's like the equivalent of Shrek walking up to a settlement. There's this kind of innate fear of just like quick sound the alarm.
Oh no!
Before like it takes a moment for them to realize that you're with the crew. Because there's also a werewolf there, and
Yeah,
your Cynthia,
hand in hand.
As well,
Yeah.
who's
2
also
vampires, a werewolf.
2 vampires, a werewolf, one of which is bound by the mouth. You know, it's not a good look.
We do look like the bad guys here.
If I give you a boat, will you just go away?
Oh, I was rather going to suggest you attach a long length of rope to it. Once we have finished our way crossing the path, you simply pull it back.
Yeah, no, there's no piece of string long enough to pull it back. It's a long trip.
Oh, that seems rather unfortunate.
Unless
Yeah.
you use the cannon.
The
I just look-
cannon.
Back to the other two, like, is this a normal thing for you folks?
Another thought. I'm intrigued by the cannon, slightly terrified but intrigued. Another thought is, Zelda, don't you have wind magic? You could blow the boat back?
Yes, I could in fact do that if we were to set it so that it doesn't move. I could set up a little thing. But you said a cannon!
Yeah, it's a new invention that Devil gave to us. Oh, no, hang on. No, right. I understand this. You just saying the word devil makes it sound bad. No, Devil's a knocker. It's fine. I don't think he remembers his actual name. So we have a bit of a problem here at this part of the ocean. Namely, all the salmon get lost here. And we needed a way to get the salmon back. And Devil is one of these people who likes using mortal creations to fix problems. So he built a ginormous salmon cannon. You sort of see, and like now you see it, the side of the port where you thought was one of the boats is actually an entryway for a ginormous salmon entrance. And there is this just long tunnel that seems to be going somewhere into the horizon.
Devil's my homie already. So a salmon cannon, it fires salmon to get them out of this place, or does it fire things that attract salmon? There's so much I want to know about this. I must meet this devil.
Okay. I'll give you the basics. A salmon who is lost, we lure it to the cannon, it goes into the cannon, it gets fired back home. And then eventually, a couple months later, it finds its way back here again. Because it always does, because they're so fucking docile. So we just launch them back again.
I look at the other two. Zelda looks like a little kid who's just like, please, 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 please. She actually says, please, 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 please.
I mean, we love it. We go in our seal forms and just ride it every now and again.
Oh my gosh!
We're not so kind of water based. Is there any chance that we could like get hurt on re-entry, or do we just sort of plop in the water?
You plop
Relatively
in the
harmlessly?
water. It's fine. Imagine a high velocity water slide.
I am imagining it, and I hate every aspect of this.
You see Ollie's like at the edge, being like that werewolf like dog side of him is just kind of like, yeah, no, I'm all for this. Cynthia does not like. Cynthia is trying to actively backpedal away from the dock.
Yeah, Altair is very kind of like expensive clothes. His not waterproof makeup. His very high mohawk is just like.
We can put you in a water bubble. It'll help.
A water bubble.
Yeah.
He just whips around to look at Xena and Zelda. Is this standard behavior for Faye?
I feel like I'm the wrong person to ask. I feel like the answer is no, but it feels very normal to me. So
entirely correct. Our new friend, Xena. Correct? Yes? No? Perhaps?
I'm not in this particular incarnation. I'm not massively experienced with the dreaming, so most of my experience of changelings has been stuffy Cambridge types. So
wonderful.
I'm not really sure I'm a good sample size, if that's the correct word.
So we're being shot out of a cannon.
for science.
Altair's just gonna stand there frozen for a minute. Well, all right. Oh, God heavens! And he's gonna try and like slick his hair down a little bit.
And a question before we proceed in this direction. We've heard some concerning things about a silver thread on this path that we should avoid. Do you know anything about that?
Oh, yeah. There's and you see that she like points out to the ocean on the very edge of like what you can see is what looks like a buoy, and attached to that is a silver thread going underwater.
Okay, so no under is good. That works for me.
Yeah, no wonder is a good idea, especially if you want to live.
Yep.
Staying in the water is definitely for too long is definitely going to be hazardous to our health. But it's okay. It'll be worth it because it'll be a cannon that fires fish, but it fires us this time. I must see how this works.
Bugger.
Altair's just like, is there a way out of this?
So it's like, can I go back?
Yeah, Xena's like, Zelda's so enthusiastic about this. I should be the sensible one, but I'm also intrigued to find out what this is. But I can't show that because that would make Zelda even more excited, and that would possibly be dangerous. There's this constant inner calculus in Xena, like, how do I deal with Zelda in the most loving way possible?
Okay. What are we thinking? Which you can take the boat. The boat will just be a long trip along. Or, you know, you can cannon it.
The boat is objectively the safer option. Zelda's
Mhm.
voting for the cannon. Just so you know.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna take banality if I try and argue for the boat. Because I have to if I avoid temptation, then I take banality, and that I think I need to be true to the role play in this case.
Rip Altair. It's what it is.
Yeah, Altair's thinking of every other thing he could do possibly to get across.
I am going. Okay, so we're going cannon. Okay. I'm gonna put in the chat for the players. That is a salmon cannon. They are a real thing. Designed to help get salmon, because obviously salmon go upstream to mate. But when you build a hydroelectric dam, they can't go upstream anymore. So they literally build a cannon to fire them over the dam.
Amazing.
You see the Selkies demonstrate this for you by getting what looks like a ginormous piece of fish food and hanging it off like a double-manned fishing pole, and waving it in front of the entrance, this big cavernous, like, circular entrance. And then you sort of see one of the giant salmon come in, grab the food, and then get sucked into the cannon. And you can just see through the clear tube this salmon going whoosh straight down this tunnel that just keeps going for a while. I mean, technically, you could put the boat in the cannon. If you really wanted a boat and a cannon.
It would help keep us out of the water, and we know the silver thread is under the water. I don't know how well the boat would survive that, but like, that's a later problem.
That's
Yeah,
later
it's in a
Zelda's
water
problem.
bubble.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. We'll get you one then, since some of you seem to be adverse to touching water. You get onto this kind of just slightly smaller than a frigate boat, and it's got like enough space for about 20 odd people at max capacity.
Nice.
You all get on. It doesn't need sails to go because there's no wind here in the still ocean. You see as you get close to the entrance to this cannon that a sort of like bubble of water envelops the boat and yourself. You sort of see the Selkie kind of like swims just outside the bubble. And it's like, you probably want to hold on to something.
It's gonna sort of either side.
I go over to wherever the helm is and hold on. It's a big grin on Zelda's face.
The whoosh cannon. Okay. For my changeling friends, give me dexterity plus athletics, difficulty 8. For everyone who's not Fae, the same dexterity and athletics. It's just you don't get a difficulty rating. Let me roll for Cynthia.
Rip, fellas! It's been good.
Miraculously, I got a success from 3 dice.
I got 2 from 3 dice.
I would have been okay, but there's that one.
So Cynthia is not okay. Ollie is okay. Okay, so it's just Zelda and Cynthia that failed. You go into this cannon, and it's like going from 0 to 60 in like a blink of an eye. Zelda and Cynthia don't quite hold on enough, and you get flung back to the back of the boat, where you impact the boat. You don't fall out of the bubble, but you do impact the boat. So, in the case of Zelda, that's going to be the bruised condition, and good old Cynthia will take some good old fashioned superficial damage. It'll be normal as well, not chimerical. As you kind of Zelda holds onto the helm, doesn't hold on enough, and then the second you hit the cannon, just goes bang straight back. For the whole trip, you're just pinned up against this wall. As you go at speeds you didn't think were quite possible, straight through this kind of like plastic tube, straight through this ocean. Up until a point where suddenly it starts going upwards, until it reaches its upper point where you literally come out, and then there's just nothing. You come out, and it's about a 120-foot drop before you go back into the water again. Your water bubble like pops the second you get out. I'm not gonna make everyone re-roll again to not let go of the boat and suddenly start free falling. I'm not that evil. I am, but I can't be asked to make you roll again. Yeah, you all come down into this water. The boat doesn't survive the impact. It breaks apart the second it hits the water. You can just hear crack, 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 crack. It's like everything breaks apart. The good news is that dry land is just overhead, about 30, 40 meters away. It's not too far of a swim to get there. The bad news is that behind you, up in the air, you see another giant salmon come out of the cannon. And it's probably going to land very close to you. They land, creating a huge splash, and that kind of splash effect knocks you towards the shore. You all end up on this beach, but you are soaked.
This is amazing. Zelda is completely like wiped out, like face first in like the beach, and you can hear like some kind of sound coming from her because she's not in best of shape. But if you get closer, you can hear she's laughing about this entire thing, just chuckling to herself.
Galto's kind of sat up in the sand, sort of teddy bear style, just drowned cat. Like, his hair has just got bonk. Like, his makeup has all ran down his face. Like, his clothes look like they must weigh a ton. Like, he's not having a grand day at Disney World right now. Just sort of sit there, just indignant about what's just happened.
Ollie comes out of the water. Ollie is in full werewolf form at this point. All 7 foot of it. Just sort of comes out onto land and just does the whole dog shake to get rid of the water. before transforming back into his human form and being like, well, that was a nice way to get a wash.
Oh no.
So he picks you up, Altair. And it's really weird because you were wet, but by the time that Ollie has lifted you up, you suddenly feel very dry. Like you've walked through a hairdryer.
Why?
In fact, everyone feels that, but they're soaking, but by the time they get back onto their feet, they feel as if all their clothes have dried, their skin's dried. The makeup's not quite fixed. The weather can't fix makeup.
No, he'll go and kneel by the waterside and just take it off.
As you do that, you sort of look up a bit to the sun that's here that you're not very accustomed to.
Oh!
And then look around. The good news is you found the trod. You found the path, and it continues on from this point. The bad news for Altair, I guess more than anyone else, is that this path now gives way from ocean to desert and sand dunes and extremely bright sunlight.
Oh no. Does it affect him here?
No, it's magical sunlight, so you don't immediately combust. But you get the impression that maybe staying in ultra-dense magical sunlight, like, you knew that balefires could hurt you similar to normal fire.
Yeah.
You get the impression that Fey Sun may eventually start doing actual
same
damage
thing.
if you're exposed to it for too long. Or at least direct exposure. But hey, you're a vampire out in the daytime, and you're not a thin blood. This is like a Guinness World Record for vampires. I don't know what their equivalent is. Just trying to text Dom.
Oh yeah, no, he is definitely
I'm
going
in the
for his
sunlight.
phone. And yeah, we'll try to sort of, I guess, take a picture of it.
You can take a picture of it.
Yeah, he's gonna try and send it to everyone.
Just roll me a flat D10.
E10. Who likes me? You like me. That's a 6.
6 contacts in your phone get it. I'm guessing you've just sent all to the coterie.
It's all the coterie.
The thing is, time works differently here, so...
Oh no, he'll definitely get it with sort of like his face and like the two sort of like Faye in the back. He's taking a selfie basically. Like it's definitely like a sort of elder generation trying to take a selfie though, because this man was born in the 50s. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know when they're going to receive it, but they'll receive the photo.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird because you don't even have a phone signal.
Yeah.
It says no signal, but it says message sent when you send it.
He's hoping for the best. He'll go kind of looking around in his pockets for anything that he can hide himself from the sun with.
There's a couple of palm trees,
but they're swords here.
Yeah, you have umbrella swords. There's a few palm trees here, like, because this is like the Oasis coastal side before it goes to full desert.
I'll go and stand under a palm tree for a bit. He definitely looks like he's losing his shit a little bit.
Excuse me.
Bless you. We'll kind of go looking. I guess
you feel a bit better. Being at these palm trees, being in shadow definitely helps.
Yeah. Query. Do you quite know where we're heading? Oh, in character. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Do you quite know where we're heading from here? As in, are we crossing that?
It looks like that's all we've got to cross. Should probably take another look at the map. Though I'm not looking forward to learning about MOTs this time.
Oh, so what you do is you buy a vintage vehicle and then you don't have to get an MOT.
What?
Yes, you can avoid them entirely.
But surely they're the ones that need an MOT the most. They're the ones
you
that
would
break down
think
more.
that. You would think that. I've had my hearse, well, for quite some time now, and I've never had to take it in for an MOT, at least not in the last, 10 years or so?
Okay.
20 years.
Interesting.
Yes,
or
it makes no sense.
uninteresting, I should say.
The DVLA would like to know your location.
Okay.
So are we going to play? Are we going to play the map song for Dora the Explorer? Are we?
Yeah.
Roll me a D4 then.
Yeah. Ooh, that's 3 this time.
Ooh.
Oh god, I'm taking the next one because oh boy, you.
So I think that takes you over, doesn't it?
Yeah, that takes me over. So I'm at 4.
4-2.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. 4-2. You begin to look at this map again, and you're pretty sure it looks different compared to the last time you looked at it, because it looks a bit more detailed around the desert. You see that Tristan explains that yes, unfortunately, you do have to go through this desert. And it's relatively safe so long as you stay on the path and you don't try and go into the pyramids or you don't try and go to the oasis, because they are definitely traps. And you sort of see, you sort of hear Tristan's voice kind of go, oh, I realized, vampire son, this is going to cause a bit of a problem. I got nothing on that front.
Thank you, Tristan. Lovely Tristan.
Magpie.
Yeah.
High or low?
Oh.
I'm pulling your goblin's favorite trick on you.
Heidi high. Let's go high.
It was a 6. But just creeped over into high.
Is that good? Is that bad?
Xena. You sort of hear Tristan's voice get cut off. Like somebody's like trying to tune Tristan out. And you suddenly hear Leto's voice. Which is a bit weird. But she's just like, well, stupid, you could just make an umbrella out of palm tree leaves. That'll keep Altair out of direct sunlight. And then sort of
I was thinking
Tristan's
something.
sort of comes back like, hey, this is my vision and my thing. Get out. And then the map turns itself off.
Cool.
But
Okay.
yeah, you now know how MOTs work. And how not only do you know what MOTs are, you now know what VAT is and how to calculate it.
Yeah. And I'm just like, percentages. Okay. Yeah. This is why I studied philosophy. Okay. Basic things are stay on the path. Anything off the path is bad. Even if it looks cool, it's bad. We can make an umbrella out of palm leaves to shade Altair from the sun, and that should be fine. Leto kind of muscled in on this one, which was interesting. So yeah, I mean, this map is full of surprises. Okay, how are we gonna get are there any palm leaves that have fallen down from the trees that are easily accessible, or are they all way up high?
There's a couple, but they're not very good quality.
Oh, I may be able to help with that. And can I use Cat's Grace?
Yeah, you can use Cat's Grace. Yeah, you can use Cat's Grace to
Cool.
climb. I'm not gonna be too pleased over Cat's Grace.
Cool.
You can climb these palm trees and pull the leaves down. Yeah, so you pull them down. So you've now got a whole bunch of perfectly good leaves. How are you going to make an umbrella out of them?
We just need to be able to.
I'm there going, I wonder how they're going to do it. I'm looking at Zelda. Like, you're a knocker.
Come on, our engineer.
You're a knocker. You have a racial ability that lets you do this.
Gotta think that. As I look at this,
I was just there like, there's so many things in fucking Changeling that you forget what you have, and it's like, yeah.
I know.
So sometimes a bit of prodding at the players is like, you have this, you can do this.
Perfect.
It's almost like I made the problem for you to fix.
So, I look at these leaves. I look at like some of the like bits of wood in the palm tree. I see some rocks, and I'm like, okay, pass them here. I got this. And I take out the sonic screwdriver, and I'm gonna try and make it work. I don't know how I'm gonna make this work, but effectively, I'm taking bits of like branches and tree bark, if there's none that are not good, and using them to make the shaft thingy, with thinner bits to be the spokes for the palm trees. And I have to roll a thing.
Yes, give me intelligence plus crafts. I'm going to say difficulty 5 because you're in the dreaming, so making chimerical things in the dreaming is a lot easier in the dreaming. And you're asking to make a device that does, like, it's just an umbrella. You're not even giving it a function. Like,
yeah. I believe, hey! What does this look like?
Wow, 5 successes. Okay. Describe to me then, Zelda, what this umbrella looks like. Bear in mind, it's chimerical, so it can take any like shape you want it to take. It doesn't have to be palm leaves.
This is great. So this looks like bullshit. There's no way this should work, right? You get like this beautiful umbrella where the main shaft thing looks like it's made out of bamboo. There are no bamboo anything here, so this is a little baffling. It looks like Zelda just shaped this with a rock, and it just somehow kind of worked. There's like kind of at the bottom, there's like a bunch of rope grip things that tie around it, and the top, though it still kind of vaguely looks like they're made out of leaves, it's like designs have been printed on them with whatever design that you really wish, basically. As I hand this umbrella back to you, like, simple enough.
Palm tree goth.
Palm tree goth.
He'll kind of take it, will spin it over in his hands and just... How?
Incredibly easy. You see, I took like an origami class when I was 9, and I just used the skills there and it translates over.
Yeah, all you saw, Altair, was just Zelda turn around, like use their body to hide it, and then just start moving their arms, and then in like almost like video, just move the hands, and then all of a sudden come around and pull this entire like more like a parasol than an umbrella, but I've got to reward 5 successes. That's like overkill success. Altair.
Yeah?
If I said a fire or sword, what would you pick?
I feel like because I'm a vampire, I have to say sword.
As you like hold this parasol, and you hold the shaft, you hold the handle, and then you sort of like you put too much pressure on the handle, and you hear a click, and then you start to pull, and as you sort of pull it away, the handle gives way to a sword that's buried inside the parasol.
Oh my god! He just stands there with parasol over his shoulder, sword in hand. Well, sword in hand, and just. Did you? And he's just waving. Did you plan this? Is this standard?
Zelda looks at this, blinks, is like, oh, so in her it's like, must have reacted to the chimerical energies around and created the blade as well. But does not say this. Instead, she lies and says, yes, I did.
How? Yes. And he'll just put it back over his shoulder. Thank you. Perfect. Onwards?
Now, onwards indeed. Now all protected and armed.
Fantastic. Look, I'll tear out a weapon somehow. This was my way of arming him.
Real.
I just didn't think it would be with a parasol sword, but we can go full archers. It's fine. So you start coming down this desert path. It is hot, sweltering hot. You can't sweat in the dreaming, by the looks of it, but you wish you could. It might have cooled you down just a little bit. Everything here, everything here is designed to make you feel as hot as possible. Which makes it really nice when in the distance you see a lagoon and the path just winding next to it. A few palm trees, a few coconuts even. A bit weird, coconuts in the middle of a full-blown desert, but that means there's coconut milk in them.
If there was ever a trap that I've ever seen, it has to be this.
But a trap might not be a trap. It could be a trap. It could be that it's so obvious that it isn't a trap. Who would, you know?
Zelda looks at this and is like, we are currently suffering this heat. A respite would help us, but it is a very suspicious looking respite.
I highly suspect that this is like Oasis was what on the list of things that we should not go to. And this seems Oasis-y.
Oasis adjacent.
I turn to Altair like, but if we know it's a trap, is it really a trap?
Entirely so. Forewarned is forearmed. Cynthia?
I mean, Canary in the Mine, Vampire in the Oasis. I could go get behind that. Just catch a few coconuts, bring them back.
Okay, so your plan is to send Cynthia into the lagoon to try and grab some coconuts and then come back.
Yeah.
Okay. She's really suffering in a white suit in the middle of a desert. It almost feels like touching her is like touching an oven surface. She sort of muffles as you like try and push her towards there. She walks in, goes towards the coconut tree, picks up like 3 coconuts, walks back, passes you the coconuts. I think they should pass them the closest person to her, which is probably Xena. She goes to walk away to go back to the main group, but then you sort of see she hits an invisible wall.
Oh no.
And she can't get past it. It's you can see her hand on there, trying to push, but she can't push through.
Oh, that's bad. Very bad.
Okay, glad we checked. Nice, India.
We're just here with our coconuts, just watching.
Oh no.
Zelda makes some special little straws for the coconuts and just go straight through, so you can just sip without breaking the coconuts.
Yes.
You sort of see that Ollie kind of there's a part of Ollie. It's just do we do something?
Yes, we probably should do something. It's probably the right thing to do. But is it really?
I mean, you did say that she was bait, but recycling?
I look at this invisible barrier, which I cannot see, and take out the sonic screwdriver and just scan it and see if I can figure out anything about what's going on here. It's clearly some kind of magic.
Give me then, Dr. Zelda, intelligence and enigmas, difficulty 7.
Cool. 2 successes.
Yeah, this is a magic barrier, definitely for sure. You can't figure out what the trap's trigger is, or even what the trap's supposed to do, aside from seemingly trap you in a box, from just using the screwdriver. You do know, though, that you can no longer enter the trap. If you put your hand there now, you can feel the barrier too. It's just by pure fluke that she managed to pass Xena the coconuts before it fully activated.
Okay, then I have bad news and worse news. The bad the bad news is that you're currently trapped behind some kind of magical barrier. It's a trap. It's gone off now, so it won't be able to trap anyone else, but it's stuck there. The worst news is I cannot figure out what has specifically triggered it. So, well, this is going to be a long wait to figure out who or what it is that
I just like how you're just there resisting the urge to go, well, this is goodbye.
just tried really hard.
I mean, look,
don't know
don't
you.
feel too much sympathy for Cynthia. She did try, as Alto points out, she did try and pull a coup off in Valerian's absence.
Yeah, it's a miracle she's lasted this long. I think Valerian was gonna sort of there and there.
Yeah.
Yep, and then Altair decided to get involved and be like, oh, I could use you for something.
Yeah.
Apparently coconuts was the answer.
We dodged the trap because of her, so
I mean, all you had to do was not enter the
but the coconuts.
what I like is the fact that I told you it was a trap. I put the signs around it to say it was a trap. You didn't have to use your bait to confirm it was a trap. But we did.
Sure.
But you've now got coconuts. Okay, so coconuts, or food in the near dreaming, if you consume food in the near dreaming, you gain a point of glamour.
Ooh.
Not a full point, just an X. In the case of Altair,
I was gonna say I can't eat.
well, here's the thing: you can in the dreaming.
Oh yeah,
That's true.
because then I get Blush of Life, sort of.
I mean, you can use Blush of Life to effectively pretend you can eat, but while you're in the dreaming, no, you can.
Oh my
You,
God,
for
he's
all intents and
essentially human.
purposes, for all intents and purposes, you are running on mortal rules. While in the dreaming, so you don't accrue hunger while you're here,
Ooh.
unless a power would explicitly force you to take it, i.e., failing a
Yeah.
rouse check will still increase your hunger. But you
Yeah.
don't. Time is not going to make you hungry.
Oh, he looks stupidly excited because he is in the sunshine with a coconut.
Make everyone jealous.
What I will say is that if Altair can get 4 more dots of glamour, i.e., equal 5,
Yeah.
I will let you pick the. I will give you the level 2 spring power.
Ooh.
She's already got
Nice.
spring 1. It's a half fae, half vampire, hybrid. Yeah, glampire. Because that's just what you are now. You just wanted glamour, and I couldn't stop saying no. It just became easier to say yes.
He's addicted to it at this point, I think.
Oh yeah, it's a full addiction. Don't go back to the mortal world because there's no more glamour left for you to eat. But yeah, no, for all intents and purposes, you are mortal. You can eat, drink, sleep, like actual sleep, not torpor sleep. Which means at some point we're going to ask the question: do vampires dream? And if they dream, do they dream with vampire sheep?
Oh, he's losing his shit a little bit.
I tried to
In a
come up
good
with
way.
I tried to come up very quickly with a sheep Dracula pun, and I couldn't do it in time. Barcula is the closest I got, but I thought I'm not going to use that one. But no, yeah, you're there, Altair, having the time of your life, thinking, "Oh God, this is great," while Cynthia is on the other side of the wall, going, "Oh shit, this is terrible."
Sucks to be her.
Just sends a photo to Altair does a photo to Valerian, like I've dealt with the problem.
Yeah. You will do that, I think.
So I'm gonna like last call for saving Cynthia.
Xena's not first.
Okay,
Xena doesn't know this woman.
fine. Fine.
It's up to anyone else if they want to.
I honestly thought that Cynthia would survive more than the first episode, but okay.
I know. I know.
You
Zelda
watch...
will probably lie. Tell her that we will find a way to fix this and we'll come back for you. I don't think that's happening, but like
Because she's in the sun.
This is just like full on Crystal Maze, isn't it? It's just like, no, we'll come back for you when we can afford to get you out. Never comes back. They were a liability. You watch as all of a sudden the lagoon, I think Zelda notices it first, that the water in the lagoon suddenly starts spinning. And then the sand around it starts to get sucked in. And what you're watching is a massive sand-based wormhole, essentially. Twist and spin around, and eventually it fills up the entirety of the trap. So Cynthia can't hold on to like the edge of the barrier anymore, and just gets pulled in with this shifting sand as she kind of like moves towards the hole in the center, and then disappears. And then once she's gone, the sand just settles, the trees are gone, the water's gone, the coconuts is gone. It's just an empty plot of sand.
Yo.
Well, that was a Venus flytrap-esque situation, I believe.
That was actually horrifying. Okay, so we do not walk into any traps. You are correct, Xena. That was foolish of me to think that we could bypass them with our wits.
Cool. We're learning. It's a teachable moment.
We didn't. I look at Altair. Did you still need her for anything? Just
Oh, no.
okay.
Yeah, you just get the message sent notification as you take a photo of Cynthia
Before
being
and after.
pulled. Yeah, before and after of just Cynthia being pulled into this sand vortex.
Not the difference, and one's got Cynthia, one doesn't.
Oh my gosh.
So sorry.
Poor Valerian just sitting there sweating these things. Poor
The
guy.
problem is we mourned him last time, and now Altair's just sending the most batshit stuff. Like, yeah, I'm dead, but like, hi.
Welcome to my live stream of my slow and painful death.
Vampire Lestat Altair edition.
Fucking, it's extra funny because Dee in another game played someone who was basically a Twitch streamer while being a soldier.
Would be there like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go and fight like against like these space terrorists. Wish me luck, fam. It's the whole thing.
Again, their final legendary weapon was a gun that literally had a camera on it so they could have a proper kill cam.
Wow. Yes, yes.
Oh, in
You
our
see like the
cyber
Valorant
game-
heads up display on stream and everything.
in our cyborg game on Realms of Peril and Glory, there was an enemy called Killcam who was a streamer who had like a camera helmet, and we brutalized him because it's cyborg.
Oh, no.
Amazing.
I love technology. Yeah. Well, the good news is you did get a little bit of glamour because you ate some food, and Altair's had a lovely realization that they can live happily ever after in the dreaming. This is their happy place.
Does that mean my glamour's at full?
That would put you at you'd be at 10-1.
Ah, cool. Okay. That makes sense.
Which means you're now very much in the danger of the reverse problem.
I need to spend this.
Maxing out glamour is also dangerous.
Yep.
Especially in the dreaming. This is the one place you do not want to max glamour. And I will give you a heads up. The deeper you go into the dreaming, the more glamour the system will throw at you for just being there.
Ooh, that's
yeah.
concerning.
What would
So-
happen if Altair just stood next to Xena and just talked about like how he got his finances in order?
Oh my god.
That would give
Like-
them by now a banality, and it wouldn't lower the glamour
It
score.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, how does one lower glamour again? I forget.
Spend it on cantrips usually is the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you've also had a character that has limited cantrip potential.
I'm just like, let's make some tasty deals.
The next little face element you find, you're just gonna see Xena shake everyone's hand, being like, "I'll do a deal for this. I'll do a deal for that." Just spending the glamour.
Yeah, just find a sleeping person, just hang out in their dreams for a bit.
Exactly.
Give someone a cool nickname. That's about, yeah.
Well, funny you mentioned hanging around in somebody's dreams. As you walk a little bit further down this path, you get to the point where the map tells you is the entrance to, or the kind of like the barrier to, if you like, the deep dreaming. And it pretty much is a gate. It's a stone gatehouse. Just kind of like a highway stop before entering the deep dreaming. And there you see a shadowy figure. A figure literally made of shadow. 3-dimensional shadow. And you recognize the voice, Xena. As I kind of go, hello, hello. Oh, what are you doing here, Xena? This is a weird place to meet you. And you realize that it's Crow. Because I see like, the hairstyle of Crow as a shadow.
The mortal musician in the dreaming?
Mortal musician in the dreaming.
What are you doing here?
I'm dreaming, coming up with music ideas.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you. I thought someone might have like drained you or something and it was all okay.
What?
No,
What?
that's fine.
Drain me?
No,
I didn't want to be drained.
I know. Draining is bad. Yeah. So yeah, rapture is bad. Okay. Is there anything that I can do to help you while you're asleep with the inspo? I'm good for glamour / creativity at the moment. I'm all sorted for that, so you don't worry
really?
about me.
I had loads for you though.
Cool. That's very
I wrote a
kind
whole
of you.
song about you.
Oh, this could be a problem.
Okay. That's very nice of you. I would love to hear about that some other time. I'm kind of maxed out at the moment. Why don't you talk to my friends? And Xena's just gonna kind of push
But your
Altair and
friends
Zelda
suck.
forward.
Wow!
I'm just gonna
I made
start
it for
running in the
you.
opposite direction.
And you sort of like, you can't see emotion on this face much, but you can almost tell that it looks hurt. It pulls out what looks like a guitar, strums it, and in front of you, Xena, a kind of like wall of like musical energy just spouts out from the ground to kind of stop you from running any further away.
Oh no!
This is a problem. This is
Oh no!
I see that shit happen. Oh,
I
sorry,
adore you. You're my muse, my everything.
Oh no! I just thought I was being a pal.
And
Great.
you watch as he's kind of like, but you're rejecting my gift.
No, it's not. I'd love to hear your song like when we're both awake. That would be great. But right now, if I have too much,
okay. I need to wake you up. Got it.
what? No,
and
what?
You,
what do you mean?
see,
What do you mean?
You see that his shadow form begins to like grow bigger and mutate. The guitar becomes a guitar sword. And he's like, I'll try and not make it hurt too much to wake you up.
No.
I promise.
No.
There's
and
Rottweilering at the back.
And that is where we're going to leave the episode.
Xena, I think we gotta kill your like fling, your ex or whatever. I think
I just talked to him about music for like half an hour and then listened to his CD. This is all the interaction we've had.
Literally, you were the only one person who believed in his music, and then you use it to harvest glamour.
Yeah.
And no, of course, that won't have any consequences at all in the dreaming.
Yeah. Just having a tasty little glamour snack is not allowed.
And look,
Yeah,
he'll
just-
give you
yeah.
glamour. He's got loads of points of glamour for you.
Yay.
At a time you don't want them.
Yes.
Oh no.
Having that could kill me.
Xena's like, I'm full.
Yeah.
I'll get a sore tummy if you give me any more glamour.
So next, we're not here next week, mostly because I am at L Hospital, having an ultrasound to find out if I'm having a boy or a girl. I keep saying that joke will never get old. I keep saying it to my partner, who at this point just rolls their eyes every time I say, "Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if I'm having a boy or a girl." But no, but we should hopefully be back the Saturday after, where we will have our team actually have a battle. We're actually going to use changing combat rules.
Oh no.
Which and another reason why we're taking a 2-week break is I need to figure out how Altair is going to work. Because Altair
you saw
works
how he
differently.
fought last time.
So we're fine. We'll be back then. Join us in an hour where we are going to switch from changeling to vampire, where we're going to have a completely different change of pace and have a cozy camping episode in a vampire game, and I have
We've
to really
been asking
resist.
for this.
I have to resist the urge to just bring drama. So I am gonna have to bite my tongue for most of the episode. Otherwise, I will just start making shit up in the forest to give them problems. But no, I can't wait. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah. We'll see you next week. Not next week, the week after, sorry. Until then, look after yourselves, stay safe. Easy bye.